I'm Dylan Black. You know what? They help journalists, producers, and conference planners find the female guests, speakers, and expert sources that they need. They're called the Informed Opinions. And right now we have one of the felicitators with us. Laura Shine joins us. Hello.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you here. Okay, so when was this created? Not too far back.
So 2010.
Okay.
Informed Opinions was founded.
2010. Now, I just gave a bit of a gist on it, but I'm sure you could probably fill us in a bit more about what Informed Opinions is all about.
Yeah, of course. So we're a national nonprofit. We're based in Ottawa. And we started from the observation that between 20 and 25% of sources that we hear in the media are women. And we think that that's not enough. So we train and we motivate smart women to share their insights and their knowledge in the media. And we encourage the media to listen up and give them a spot.
Okay, so why would you say that women's voices are so underrepresented, represented even in 2019?
Yeah, there's many reasons. One of them has to do with the media side. And I think that there's a lack of accountability. Many journalists, it's not because they don't want to include women's voices, but they're just not really keeping track. So we encourage them to do so. And also, historically, women have less of a tendency, they're less at ease with the idea of considering themselves the expert. And for a number of reasons, they have a little bit more difficulty saying yes to interview requests. So we work on both of those fronts to bridge the gap.
But why does it matter so much? Why should it be equal?
Yeah, well, there's a number of reasons for that. One of them is just statistical representation. So women make up 50% of the population, and so as a journalist, you're talking about a population, you're talking to a population. I think that women's voices should be more represented. And also there's a question of substantive representation is what we call it, and that means that what women have to say is qualitatively different from what men have to say. And so we need to hear a diversity of points of view. The things that they're working on, their ideas, their preoccupations really are different from men's, so we need to include their voices in the public discourse. Okay,
so you mentioned that obviously you train women. What other ways are you amplifying women's voices?
So the training is that we offer workshops, for example, for women who want to learn to write opinion pieces in the newspapers or say yes to interview requests, for example. We also have a database where expert women are listed, so it makes it very easy for journalists who are looking for an expert in any field that's a woman. They can access the database on our website. And finally, we also do some advocacy with the media, of course, asking them to not only keep tracks and numbers, but to make this a priority to include a diversity of voices. And we actually launched a tool lately, a few weeks ago, to help them do just that. It's called the Gender Gap Tracker. And so that's powered by Simon Fraser University. And it's what we call using big data for social good. So it takes the seven of Canada's largest media outlets that publish texts and articles online, and it looks at who's quoted in those texts, and it analyzes their gender and puts it up in a very easily understandable graph that's up on our website.
I'm sure that's helped out quite a bit to see the statistics.
Yeah, so that's the thing. The idea is that what gets measured gets done. So we actually encourage people also to have a look at the Gender Gap Tracker. We've made it public. And there's a very easy way to look at how your favorite media outlet is doing. And there's a little button at the bottom that you can click on, and it sends you directly to write an email to whatever media outlet you choose and to ask them to do better and include more women's voices in their stories.
Okay, well, you and your team have done quite well since 2010. How many women have you trained?
We've trained over 2,500 women to share their expertise and their point of view in the media up to now.
So would you say, obviously, that's helped the statistics?
Very much so. So they've published hundreds of opinion pieces in the newspapers. They've contributed to all kinds of media outlets, share their expertise, share their knowledge, and it's really amplifying their voices for a more democratic discourse in society.
Okay, I know informedopinions.org, the website is just chock full of all kinds of resources.
Yes.
Including something called the Learning Hub.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of videos, information, ways that you can implement if you want to say yes to an interview request but are not able to take an Informed Opinions workshop. And it's all up there for free, and very helpful tips from experts, from our founder, Sherry Graydon. And it really helps women to speak up and to use their voice.
Now, you say free, but somebody's got to pay, and that's sort of where
of course,
you need donations.
We do. We're always happy to welcome donations. If it's a cause that's important to you, we encourage you to consider giving a little bit or a lot, whatever you're able to do. That's definitely something that's always welcome. As a nonprofit, it's definitely a big part of our funding.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here, Laura Shine, felicitator of Informed Opinions.
Thanks so much for having me.
Today. And of course, we appreciate your time for being here today. My name is Dylan Black, and happy International Women's Day. Have a great day.